everybody, thanks for tuning in. So today I have a project that I've been working on one of the servers here, and I saw this concept a while back and decided that I wanted to try it out and see if I could do it. And I didn't find a good tutorial online, and the tutorial that I did see, it was done so fast that it was kind of really difficult to understand. So I kind of just threw this together to see how well it could work out. And basically it is a giant Tic Tac Toe board that uses pistons and redstone and command blocks. And it's really simple and it's a lot of fun. And as you can see here, each one of these levers will mark an X or an O on the board to the far. So on this side here, this is the O's. So if I was to pull this lever here, you can see that it will mark an O in the upper left square. And if I wanted to choose this one in the bottom right, it correlates to that one as well, which is really nice. So then I can turn these up. Then I have to hit this one to clear the board, and it clears the board. So that's a really fun game. You can get a couple people together and we can play some tic-tac-toe. I'll play a quick game by myself. So it adds an X up there. So I'm going to be tricky, and I'm going to come down here and put a circle, but I'm going to put an X in the middle, try to block myself. But I'm going to come down here and block that from happening. Oh, but look at that. No matter which one I put my X in, it looks like circle is still going to win. So, yep, looks like I've won the game. Hooray! Alright. Alright, so let's put these levers back up. And we're going to clear the circles off the board. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing over here with the X's. And we're going to clear the board of the X's as well. Okay. Now let's show you how this is done. Okay, so as you can see, this is all the circuitry that's involved in making all of this happen. And you can take a look at this and say, wow, that is a lot. And it is. It's quite a lot, actually. And it took quite a long time to get it all done and make sure that it all works properly. And it was a beast to make sure that everything was working. But it's really, if you think about it, it was really the same for each one of the squares. It was just moved over, 10 squares, or moved up 10 squares. And the circuitry behind it is all the same. So what all the circuitry that's in this one is the exact same that's in this one, because we're running a square on each one, and we're running an X on each one. So in that aspect, the circuitry was done. It was all pretty simple. Once you got the first one done, you were able to do, of course, each one after that as well. I ran every single one of these down, and they're all coming out and going to the board back there. But then I thought about it. I was like, I don't really need to run all the circuitry all the way back to this point back there. I can stop it here, and I can use a command called setblock and place a block right here that's going to activate the redstone, which will then, of course, activate the circuitry, which will prompt either an X or an O on the board. And if I go down here, if I go back to where you play the game, you will see that each one of these will have the set block command. And the set block command is going to set a block at a specific location and at that location it's going to place a redstone block, and it's going to replace any block that's there. So if I was to hit this lever, you will see that an X is placed in the upper left hand corner, and if I come over here, you will see that this is the location of where that set block was, that set block command was indicating to place the block. So it says come over here and place this block in this location. That then goes and activates all of the redstone for that block. And if we follow it up, we keep following it up, the red, and it goes up and up and up and up even more and up to the foot, and there it is. And here you can see that it then activates all the redstone that's listed here for each one of these repeaters. That will then activate the piston, and that piston will then push out the wool to display the X here. Very interesting. So then I was trying to figure out a way to clear the board in one swap, and that's what all of these other command blocks are. So these command blocks over here will then replace that same block with air, which in a sense will remove that block, causing the circuit to stop happening or closing the circuit, and then it'll clear the board. So if I hit this one, which will then activate, you'll see that the X will then disappear. And if I come over here to see the command, it'll say the block was placed on that location, -1544, -355. So if I head over here, you're going to notice that that block has disappeared and it's gone. If I come right here, you'll notice that's my coordinates. Okay. So, like I said, this was a very intense project to do. And then basically after I finished the project, I thought to myself, well, you know, this project could actually be done differently with less material, less redstone, no pistons, and solely command blocks. So let's take a look at that one and see what that one looks like, and I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. So here is the new Tic Tac Toe board that I created, and as you can see, there are no pistons at all on the board, and this Tic Tac Toe game is strictly run through the command block and the command set block. So the simple command to, when I click the lever here, it will instantly change the blocks on the board. And as you can see, we have a contestant playing with us today, and let's just play a quick game to show you the same thing that was in the previous game with all of the command blocks and the pistons. The game works pretty much the same. Yay, I won! Congratulations! Alright, so let's lift all these levers back up, and this, again, same thing, same process. Clear the board, and we'll clear the board of the X's as well. Alright, that's pretty much it. Now let's take a look and see how this works. It's pretty much the same. On the back we have all of the command blocks that are again going to place a redstone block in a specific location. And then we also have the clear block also placing a redstone block in a location as well. However, the difference between this one and the previous one is there's only one command block running the clear command. Let's see how this works. So if we go down below, this is where everything is happening down here. You can see this now is how we make all the magic happen with all the command blocks. Each row of these command blocks is running one X or one circle. In this case, on this side, these are all the circles, and on the other side, we have all of the O's. So let's take a look at the commands that we have in here, and it's very simple. It is the setblock command, which will then take a look at this location, and it's going to set Minecraft wool 13, and it's going to replace the block that's there with that block. And it's going to be, the next one is going to be the same, but in a different location, going all the way down the line to the very end. And at the very end, the last block here is going to replace the block in the beginning with air. So when we hit the lever, it will place a redstone block to activate the piston, which will then activate all of the command blocks here. Okay. When it gets to the very end, it's going to send a command to replace that block with air so that it doesn't stay on. Okay, which was a different process with than we had earlier, and that's going to work the same on every single one of these going across the board. Now, when I hit the lever to clear the board, that's what runs these down here. It's the same commands as the one above, except it's replacing it with the white wool instead. And in this case, when it gets to the very end, what this does is there's two different blocks. Let me you'll see here that this block here is going to replace the redstone block that is placed there when I hit the lever, and it's going to replace that with air. However, to make sure that every single one of the squares that has a circle in it, whether it has a circle in it or not, gets ran, what I've done is the next block will then place a redstone block in this row at the very beginning so that it'll run all of these commands as well. And that process will go all the way through to the very end until every single row has ran the command. Once all the rows have run the command, every single square above has been cleared of any circles. Whether it had a circle or not, it will be cleared of all circles. And on this side, these are the X's. But this is the same concept. To clear the blocks, it's going to end with replacing the first block with air, and then adding a redstone block to the beginning of the next row to activate the piston so that the next row can be cleared of your X's. So this way of doing the Tic Tac Toe game, one, made it a lot faster when it comes to when you activate a lever. As soon as you hit it, it automatically puts the circle up there instead of waiting for the circuitry to run and making all the pistons push out the wool in order to make your designated X or designated 0. So if I push the lever, it goes there pretty much automatically, and made this game a lot faster, and was able to do a lot more with the game. Yep, I won again. Hooray. Haha. Alright, let's clear the board. So when I hit it, you can see that it goes row for row, and it clears all of it for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. It wasn't really a tutorial to show you exactly how it's done or how it's made. It's a concept that you can use if you were looking to create this tic-tac-toe board on your own server. And if you have any questions about how it's done or what else I could do to help you out, please don't hesitate to ask. Leave your questions and comments down below, and we'll be more than happy to answer them and help you get started with getting that Tic Tac Toe board in your server as well. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. I want to go ahead and give a special thanks to a couple people on the server that were helping out. Flametron 1554, thanks for helping out with getting the Tic Tac Toe board up and going and helping me demonstrate how to play the game. And anyone else who was on the game as well, Jack and anyone else on the server, thanks for making the server what it is and continuing playing. You guys are great. Take care.